So in a really weird turn of events, Daredevil Born Again showrunner has come out and basically slammed the Netflix series. I say slammed. I think it's a good. I think it works. I think that descriptor works. It criticizes the Netflix show, which is a really dumb thing to do.
Because that show is very popular.
Very, very popular, in fact. Very, 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 very popular.
Yeah.
And obviously, probably not the best thing to do before your show comes out, before this one comes out. And he criticizes stuff in a really dumb way. We spoke about Shogun a second ago in the writing. Well, here's his criticism of the Netflix series. So he says there is more fun in the moments with these characters and a lot less navel gazing than before. The earliest show, at its best, was fantastic. At its worst, this is what he thinks was the worst part of the show. It was two characters in a room talking about what a hero is. I felt that had been done. I'm not taking swipes. I just didn't want to hear characters grousing about their lot in life. I wanted to see them doing things. Right, well, I mean, a few things. That's dumb as shit to comment on. Because narratively speaking, we have to understand the motivations of what characters... We have to understand the motivations of characters, right?
Yeah. Character building, world building.
Character building, world building. One of the good things about the Netflix show was the philosophizing about moral boundaries of being a vigilante and a hero, right? In a world with Daredevil, between the courtroom and being a vigilante on the streets. The philosophizing, which they did, and also they did with Kingpin, between Daredevil and the Kingpin and things like that, was actually some of the best part of the show. Because it makes you, it gives the characters conviction and motivation for their actions, which then sucks the audience into it. Like, that's good. If you don't like people talking, then you don't like half of the best shows out there. Shogun is a great example of that. It's a bloody lot of talking, and it's incredible. It's absolutely bloody incredible. Why? Because you really that it gives a character depth. Right? You understand their motivations, their convictions. So this was utterly stupid. And it seems to me that he's like, well, I just wanted to see them doing things. Oh, all right, cool. So we're just going to get mindless action nonstop. I mean, that only holds up. That's a gimmick. It's only good for so long. I don't want to watch 8 episodes of just nonstop action. That's nauseating after a while. It's also immature, right? Like, that's for children. And this show is not for children. It's got an 18 rating in the UK. So they're making it for man babies, it would appear, which is the worst possible audience to appeal to. So there you go. That's it, basically. It sort of swipes at the Netflix show, but with the really most reductive sort of arguments you could have. Bo, looks like you wanted to say something there.
Well, it just sounds to me like this person, whoever made these criticisms, doesn't understand characterization, right? So what I did A level and undergrad and postgrad is essentially what it boils down to is textual analysis, right? Whether it's a fiction, whether it's a play, or whether it's history, the historiography, the nature of the history itself. So anyway, the ability to write good characterization is a real skill. Why is it that you care about this character and not about that character, right? What is it? What is it that magic thing that makes you keep reading a novel, that makes you actually care whether the character lives or dies or succeeds or not, right? That's that magic thing of characterization. If everyone could do it, perhaps everyone would write great screenplays and novels and things. So it's a difficult, and they don't, of course. It's a difficult thing. Sounds like this person's got no real concept of it. Let's just have a Michael Bay endless action scene, shall we? That's what people want. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to do. That's all I'm capable of. Sounds like what this person is really saying. So, yeah, just another child Right, another poor writer. Sounds like.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think the Michael Bay example is probably the best. Yeah, the best, the most egregious sort of example of that mindless action. Just mindless, just yeah, nonsense for man babies, basically. Just shit, utter shit.
I mean,
It's
if that's
just
what you
very
want,
funny
just go on
stuff.
you just go on YouTube and watch compilations of explosions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Those videos exist on YouTube if that's what you want.
You know, there's always elements of the story and exposition and dialogue that have only certain ways of being done in cinema or television. And the navel gazing they're referring to are actually kind of critical dialogues at moments that are absolutely needed for not just the story at the time, but what would be done in the future. So, for example, navel gazing in the upcoming show was the exposition dialogue between Charlie Cox's portrayal of Daredevil and Edgar Suit's portrayal of Kingpin. And that whole trailer leading into Deadpool would have been
Vincent D'Onofrio.
considered. Yeah,
Not
Vincent
Edgar Suit.
D'Onofrio. I like Edgar Suit. I'm sorry, I like that better from
Okay.
Man in Black. Anyway, but it all that entire sitting at the table with that dialogue, this person would have had to call navel gazing because that's their definition of it. Is you absolutely need the context of that dialogue and the prescience of it to understand that it's foreshadowing events that are going to happen later on, or it's talking about past events with which maybe the audience isn't familiar yet. So it's like these are things that are sometimes precursors to those types of actions, whether it's an event or a recollection of something, and that's navel gazing. So this person basically is producing their own navel gazing. I mean, I'm frustrated with these types of creators, and I think largely this person's complaints are reactionary because they are worried that their material is not going to rise to the level of the first 2 seasons of Daredevil. I think that's what it is. It's I think the ladies out there, when met with an opportunity to date a guy or not, they would call insecurity. This person is suffering insecurity.
Well, it's that sort of denigration of what came before to sort of elevate your material, isn't it? It's just nonsense.
It's like Citizen Kane, navel gazing, Gone with the Wind, navel gazing, Shawshank Redemption, navel gazing.
Yeah, that's my point, right?
And speaking of story, did you hear what they're doing with the She-Hulk stuff with the Daredevil She-Hulk one night stand?
Yeah, not referencing
basically retconning it and not going to include it, but all the other appearances like him and Spider-Man No Way Home and all that actually happened. The She-Hulk stuff never actually happened.
Apparently, so yeah. Well, what do you reckon about this then, Nick?
It's 100% taking a swipe. I'm not taking swipes. Yeah, you kind of are, dude. So don't sit there and say you're not taking swipes. You know, if anything, as popular as that show was, he should have totally leaned into the show. I'm a big fan of that show. We're gonna keep that momentum going from that show. You know, we're gonna stay true to what that show was. We're just gonna expand upon it. You know, that sort of stuff. There was no need for these comments by him at all. But you know, this is just more dumb crap that comes out of people that work over there at Disney that comes out of their mouths. So, you know.
So you're right there. Something you said is like there was no need for the comments. It's like no one was asking for for this. You didn't need to say it. It's just people that work for Marvel and Disney, they just score like own goals all the time. Like, what are you doing? Just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You didn't need to say any of this. Like, no one's asking for. Like, no one cares. Like, why are you saying any of this crap?
No.
You know, bizarre.
Do I think it's going to hurt the show? Probably not. But the thing is, this is coming. This is going to be on Disney Plus. Assuming like everything over there, and their subscriber base is in the toilet. And now the fact that Marvel's taken over, there's a lot of fans of that Netflix show that aren't happy about that and have already been turned off from the show. So I'll be curious to see what this show does. I think it'll probably do better than most of the other Marvel shows for sure. But how much better? That's what I'm going to be curious to see.
Yeah. Chaos is fun. Super chat about this and says every real man has asked the question of, am I a good man? Am I doing the right thing? Even when I have to do a bad thing for a greater good. Netflix Daredevil didn't just go around beating the shit out of everyone on a whim. Which, yeah, as it should be, right? Like that's, yeah.
I mean, if anyone wants to go and check out a seamless plug here, if anyone wants to go and check out mine and Nate's channel, The State of Politics, you'll see that going back to the very earliest Greek philosophers, Socrates and Plato and Aristotle, they're constantly asking themselves, what is the nature of good? What does good mean? How can I be good? What does that mean? And what does that look like? And constantly breaking it down and soul searching about that. Yeah. That's what separates men from beasts. Yes. Right.
I like that. That was a good one.
That's something that actually has gravitas, has meaning.
Yeah, and I like Socrates. I thought he was great in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah. And you guys haven't done a video over there in a month. You guys need to get on that.
Yeah. We are.
Christmas break.
We
will be.
Well, I can't really say anything. We haven't done one in like a month either. So on our main channel,
No, we're talking about filming, recording something tomorrow, so we are getting back on it for sure. It's a good channel. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, will this affect it? Probably not massively, but it's not going to help it either.
No,
and that's the point, isn't it? When you're doing these PR pieces and you're saying this kind of stuff, the aim should be, can we convert people to watch it? That's what it should be. It shouldn't be about putting anyone off. It should be explicitly streamlined with the express intention of getting more people to watch, not less.
Hey, all the creator had to say was, look, we're trying to expand on a great world that Netflix started, and we want to bring more clarity and more stories from the street level Marvel characters that you've grown to love.
Or even quicker,
we're
going to build on what you loved. Just that.
Yeah.
Just that. Yeah, we're going to build on what you loved, guys.
Yeah.
Everything you loved and more.
I love Hell's Kitchen.
Less of what you didn't love. That you don't even have to give your opinion on it. Just be like, less of what you didn't love, but more of what you did. We're going to build on it. Like just that. Fuck.
Yeah.
So dumb. So dumb. But there you go. There you go. And that rounds us out for the whole show, if you can believe it.